guys, it is Chris back for Jomashop yet again with another great video, and today we have one of the best releases of 2022. It was definitely one of the best received for TUDOR. It is, of course, the TUDOR Black Bay Pro. It has a lot of similarities with a vintage Rolex. That's really not a bad thing. It's a very popular watch and it's gaining in popularity. Let's flip the camera and take a look at the TUDOR Black Bay Pro. What's up, guys? It is Chris back for Jomashop. Watch Chris for Jomashop in effect. This is the second video that I have done for them. And again, I am looking out on the New York skyline. I will do a quick video so you guys can see what it looks like from their offices. It is really beautiful here. And they have some really awesome facilities here in New York City. They have let me take a look at the Black Bay Pro for their channel, and I absolutely love this watch. When it first came out, I did a video about it on my channel, Watch Chris, because I was very excited about it, and there are a few different reasons. I'm a big fan of the Steve McQueen 1655. It's one of my grail watches from Rolex. I know I have never actually bought a Rolex, but I do often say that I love different Rolexes in the lineup of watches. One of them is definitely the Steve McQueen 1655, you know, the Milgauss, a vintage Milgauss. I really do love some vintage Rolex, but they're so expensive. And I think that's what TUDOR do the best. They come out with watches that are almost unattainable from the Rolex catalog. So if you really want a Steve McQueen 1655, but you don't want to spend, I don't know, $50,000, I don't even know what they go for anymore. You don't have to. This is a very close representation of that watch. Obviously, TUDOR do a really good job making homages to very popular, very cool Rolexes. And that's part of what they do really, really well. This gets an in-house movement. It's technically made by Genesis. You know, it's available to other brands as well. However, this is proprietary to them. It is a true GMT, so a Traveler's GMT, and it has that functionality that is very similar to Rolex. You get a screwed-in crown, screwed-in case back, 200 meters of water resistance. You pop the crown, and in the first position, really nice solid clicks on here. All you need to do is move that local hour hand, and that is the functionality that everybody wants in a GMT for one reason or another. That is the way it works, and it works really well. That's how a Rolex works. That's how an Explorer works. That's how a GMT Master works. Very, very cool. Now, you do get the snowflake hands on here. So second hand and hour hand. You have a fence post, minute hand, and then the GMT hand is in an yellow orangish color, and that is also a snowflake. You get lume on everything. You have applied indices, a white track with a minute track on the outer portion of the dial, and then a matte black dial, which looks really good. You have a steel bezel, so it's a solid piece of steel, very reminiscent again of the Rolex Explorer 2 in general. Current models, vintage models, doesn't matter. Also, the orange yellowish hand kind of reminds me of faded version of what you would get on the Explorer 2, obviously in a different shape. That would be an arrow. This is not an arrow, but there you go. I see a lot of the similarities. They did a very good job designing this watch. Screwed-in crown, as I mentioned, is very large. Let's do measurements really quickly. We'll throw it on my wrist. Measurements on here, 39.4, 39.5 basically. So it's not exactly the Black Bay 58 case. It's almost the same case, a little bit thicker, I believe. So 14.7 millimeters thick on the thicker side, but you are getting a GMT functionality. So that does add to the thickness. And then of course, 47.5 at the lugs for the lug to lug, and then 51.8, so almost 52 millimeters on the effective lug to lug. You get a rivet style bracelet on here, which is really nice. You do get a little trick functionality as well. I'll show you just in a second, but you get a domed boxed sapphire crystal. Obviously the box adds to that vintage look. That's why they went with this. I love it. I think it's a great looking watch. I would love to get a 1655, but obviously, you know, the prices are crazy and it's something that I can't afford. But look at this. They actually added glide lock. I don't think they call it glide lock, but it definitely works like glide lock. You just lift up and then it snaps into place. Really smooth. Bracelet is screwed links. You have these faux rivets as well. Very nice. just a very nice. This is a little bit of an updated version of the clasp as well. I noticed that this TUDOR logo is a little bit different from previous versions, different from the version that I had. And I just recently sold mine. I had the P01. I thought it was a little too big. That's why I sold it. But this is really a nice size and a very, very good looking watch. Let me throw it on my 7.5 inch wrist, and then we will try and do a loom shot and then wrap up the video. So here it is. And you can see on my 7.5 inch wrist, it does wear a little bit high on the wrist because it is on the thicker side, almost 15 millimeters thick. But the 39 millimeter case really does look good. And obviously TUDOR's pretty comfortable. Anyway, very quickly, I'm going to do a loom shot and then we'll wrap up the video. Thank you for logging on. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe here on Jomashop for more videos. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos on Jomashop for them. So hopefully you enjoy this content. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and a comment down below. Tell us what you think of TUDOR. What do you think of the Black Bay Pro? What do you think of this watch? What do you think of the thickness on this watch? Tell us everything. We'd like to hear from you down in the comments below. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel and we very much appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for logging on. Catch you guys in the next video.